Just going to shuffle some cards. Oh, I've just found something interesting again today, you know, connect dots. My dots, anyway. Might not be other people's dots, but they are definitely my dots. Hello. And I do want to say, if this person is listening or may come back into chat, is there was someone in live chat yesterday. I was sort of saying was a troll, but I don't actually believe they were. I just didn't understand what they were saying, because to me they were talking a bit cryptic, but we're all on the same path. Normally you can, I just want to say, sometimes it's hard if someone comes into chat, live chat, when I'm trying to explain my thoughts on something and people are talking and I'm trying to talk to people in chat and also trying to remember what I was actually talking about. It is talk to people in chat and also trying to remember what I was actually talking about. It is actually quite difficult to do. If you've actually got a YouTube channel, you'll know this. If you actually go live, try and talk to people in chat, trying to remember, stay on lines of sort of like what you're talking about, it is actually quite difficult, believe it or not. And if you don't think it is, try it and you'll find out it is. So I hope this person comes back in, because I checked one of the videos out that they've either put up, watched or shared, and it is exactly what I've been talking about anyway. So they're on the same path. Whether it be a little bit more or whatever, it's a bit like, okay. So we're on the same path. And also it is very difficult with people texting, because, don't know if any of you have ever done this. If you, is that light? My finger. I don't mean, is that just me? I don't mean the gems. I mean this here. Is that energy? Can anyone see it, or is it just me? If you ever text a friend on a text, sometimes a friend or a work colleague or something can say something and it'll come across totally different in a text, and you might take offence because it's quite hard to explain. So that's what I get a lot off chat as well sometimes. And because if there's a lot of people in and a lot of people chatting, it's hard to see what someone's saying. Sometimes you get the wrong end of the stick, and then sometimes someone's saying something to someone else in chat and I think they're saying it to me and I'm like, what? So, you know, if that happens, sorry. You know, normally get the odd trolls in who can't speak a language, obviously, as in they just want to talk sexual things, which is stupid anyway. As we, you know, you get them that come in. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's there to say hi. So I've just been watching, with all the stuff I've been talking about, and I was going to talk about alchemy tonight, just come across something again where I think, there it is again. Things, the way I see stuff, all there in one video, talking about it all. Even the letter Q and the number 17, even though they've not mentioned that, but still, it's all the things that movement has mentioned and other people are mentioning, sort of all wrapped up into one. And they mentioned alchemy as well, and they also mentioned the bridge of, you know, spiritualness and our physical selves, which I kept saying the other day is like this. Triangle up, air, triangle down, earth, put them together, it's a star. And it was, I want people to go and check this out before the chat tonight, if you're interested in, you know, my chats anyway. I can't, is anyone there? I can see people, but no one's saying hi. Someone say hi. Live chat's on, but I can't see it, or is it people just lurking? Good if someone just said hi, just so I know it's working. I don't know. So it was, if you're into all the stuff I've been talking about anyway, or you're just like, hi, thank you. I watched, now I've talked about Behold the Pale Horse, the book by William Cooper, and you can listen to the audio. Hi Lucy, hi. I've just watched, and I've been watching David, is it Wilcox and Emery, is it, you know, with all the alien stuff, which is interesting anyway, I love all that stuff. So then I've come across Laura, I think it's Magdalene Eisenhower. She has just spoke about everything that is on the Q map. She has just talked about this in her way. She's talking about ETs, extraterrestrials, interdimensional, whatever she's talking about. But it was Laura Madeline Eisenhower. I will find out what it is. Oh, how can I tell you how to go and watch it when I can't remember what channel it was on? It was, maybe if you put that in, it'll come up. And the title of it, I can't remember what channel it is. The title of it was ET invasion has already occurred and the governments do not want us to know. I will have to shout it out properly later on tonight, so you can go and watch this anyway, because it's interesting. And she just did talk about dormant DNA, which we know about, which I think DNA has got a lot to do with a lot of stuff, believe it or not. She said something, she was, because I'm going to make notes on this and I'm going to talk about it tonight, because it is, if you listen to it, if you find it, or I find it tonight and you listen to it again, you will find out it's a lot of stuff I've been talking about. And she did say the orbit of and the journey of Venus makes like a pentagon star in the sky, which is like alchemy. She said alchemy is happening, because people get scared of alchemy because you're told it's something to be scared of, when actually it's not. It's more of a spiritual of like what we are. That's how I see it. It's a cosmic speaking. Alchemy is happening. Like I said before, the star, spiritual coming into the physical, it's got to happen, and it is happening. Thank you. And she said this acts as the lower world and the higher, as I've said before. Spiritual coming into the physical. It makes a star. So, you know, some of these elites have these symbols, but I don't necessarily think it means that these symbols are necessarily bad. They've stole a lot of symbols to turn and make them bad. I mean, let's face it, one of the stars they turn upside down for the devil, but they use things, as we know, they've stolen symbols, certain symbols. And it said, the acts of higher and the lower world and the higher world, and the ability, because this is what we have the ability to do, but they've taken it from us, the ability to bridge the two. Heart and ego becoming one. Ego's here on earth, you know, when we get distracted with all the ego stuff. Heart is spiritual, coming together as one, because we are one, we're all from one, we're all the same, we are one, everything's everything, which I have been talking about. But she talks about shadow government and what they're hiding, and what lots of presidents knew with about the things that we can't see and things that have landed on earth, you know, years ago as well. It is very, very interesting. It's eye-opening, isn't it? Before October of last year, I know, I thought I was wide awake. I know, this is what I mean. But a year later, I'm learning there is much more. It is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, people are like, yeah, we're awake, you know, we've been red-pilled, yeah. Red-pilled to the government and all that sort of stuff that's going on, which I keep saying is like, let's just say the earthly things. I don't know how to explain it. You know, even the nastiness, we know about that. You know, all over the globe, it's exactly the same, mirrored everywhere. But what some people aren't awake to, waking up, I'm not saying I'm right there. I have meditated a bit and stuff like that, and some weird things have happened when I think about it in the past. I'm not saying I'm there. I'm just saying then there's the spiritual awakening of, and she mentions the Kundalini. Hiya, she mentions the Kundalini and the alchemy that I was going to talk about tonight. Kundalini, I mentioned yesterday when me and my sister went to a spiritual event and there was a guy sat there meditating. The energy, because we are all energy and everything works off energy, coming off him was good, and it was a good energy as well. She even talks about that. You're told certain things are evil, especially a lot of religious stuff will say something else is evil compared to theirs, because they don't want you looking into it. They don't want you researching it. They don't want you going into it. Like I said yesterday, they don't want you opening your third eye. They don't want you meditating, because I've seen that going around the internet. And meditating's bad for you. Yoga's bad for you. It invites the devil. No, it doesn't. It opens you up to worldly things you didn't know about. It might be scary at first, but it's actually what we should know. But it's been hidden for a very long time, so it would seem scary, but it is actually our spiritual connection. We are all connected to Source. But that's how I see it. So if you find this good, because I don't know what channel it was on, but if not, I will find the channel tonight and let you know. And just watch it out of curiosity if it's how you think, because, yeah, where we go one, we go all. Where we go one, we go all. And hi, and that, it just made sense, that video, you know, with everything. Even all the Q stuff. She doesn't mention Q, but she mentions Behold the Pale Horse with William Cooper. I can't remember if she mentions, or it might have been another video I watched. Hi, about Alex Jones. Alex Jones was called out by Q. A lot of people have a hard time with Alex because it's like, well, he red pilled a load of people. Well, apparently, William Cooper got killed, most likely, because he knew a lot of truth, and he wanted to bring it out with other people, truthers. And then Alex Jones, he would have got killed. Then Alex Jones appeared with all his stuff, and it's actually on the Q map, Alex Jones in Area 51. And she talks about a lot of stuff in here, and I'm going to go over this tonight, so I'm not going to talk about too much now. Alex Jones, some people bring half truths out to get you on board, and then nearer the end, when they've got you on board, they say something else to take you away from it. Like, I think he called Q out and said it was rubbish. He did a lot of things for the UK, reporting on certain people over here, so people like him. But no, I think he's one of them that was trying to divert it. They put half truths out there to get you on it and then divert away from it, or something on the lines of the same thing, but they'll put disinformation in it to take us away from it. Hi. So, you know, that's how I see it anyway. Thank you, Roxanne. And I also think a lot of people who come into my chat from all over the globe are absolutely fantastic. Yes, I get a few, I don't even want to call them trolls. They're just low in vibrating people that don't understand. That's fine. Because the way this is going, people will have to wake up to it. You know, I don't even really think it's going to be a choice in the end. We need to evolve. But I've just washed it. And I'm laughing at my grey hairs coming in. I've washed it and blown it. Come out with great comments and leave lovely comments. And someone, I can't remember who it was, left the other day, or I think we're on the same wavelength, and was telling me to go to a podcast about trees. And that was brilliantly beautiful. And how I think about, I was talking about trees. Hi, connecting yesterday, and the root systems, and the film Avatar, and the Iowa tree, was it? And the mother tree. There are mother trees that connect to other trees, and all the trees connect with each other, and they all communicate. Trees do talk. This is where people go, she's talking about Shopper Red. No, you don't know things then, do you? Trees communicate. They don't speak the language we speak. They speak in their language underground with the root systems connecting. And she was going on about a little, me no English, it's okay, little sort of fungi that work with the trees, because the trees make sugar. Yeah, plants do as well, exactly, because they're a living being as well. Hi, sugar. And then the trees make sugar or something like that, and then they use that to make, I can't remember what it was, something for the tree. So they work together, these little organisms, with the tree roots, because off the tree roots they found these little hairs and these little, it was fungi. I can't remember, it was on radio podcast, Trees to Shining Trees, and it just says how they all connect and they all speak to each other in tree language underground. They connect. And there's worlds underground, as we know, people go on about inner earth. There is worlds beneath as well, with things connecting, you know. And plants and we and animals have the DMT thing in us all as well. So it all connects to me. Everything I have spoke about connects to everything. Even the Q thing talks about these things that connect. And if you go further, you can actually look into bigger things. But when I say the Great Awakening, thank you, Forest, talk about trees. The world is full of biological networks. It is, and that's what the trees, the root systems are, is a network. It's a biological network. That's why they say these entities, aliens or whatever, they come to visit the planet because they're looking for biological, you know, the natural elements of Earth, not synthetic, the natural. And we need to go back more to natural, helping the Earth. We are gardeners of the Earth. That's what we should be doing. I'm not American, I'm English. But there's a lot of Americans that come in off the Q train, and some that just coming in because you don't necessarily need the Q train. A lot of people are woken up to the world's off, the government, and that, this, that, and the other. I think I am. I don't know. We're all from star systems, I think. That's why they say, when people say, thank you, some aliens. Why do people always say aliens look a bit humanoid, or they've got one head? They're not high. They're not, they haven't all. Some are light beings, but I'll tell you why I think, and this is what people say as well, sorry, I'm trying to get a pen out. How I see things. I will be doing a long chat on this tonight. Ooh, 18. Oh, just dropping everything everywhere. Right. This is why I believe some of us ascend and turn into different things, like evolving, ascending. This is why some of them look more humanoid, because I'll see if I can draw it. Oh. What's the anatomy thing? Hi. Thank you. The anatomy thing of, you know, when it's the, I can't remember what it's called, the man in a circle and his arms are out like this. It's like the 5, what do they call it? I am English. It's like the 5, oh, what do they call it? I can't remember the thing, but if you think about it, from your head here, how do we do this? To your arms, in, out, in, out, in, out. That's not very good. It makes a star, a 5-pointed star. So a lot of beans or maybe DNA go off the 5-pointed. I can't remember what that's called, so I can't even get that out properly. I know what I mean, if you know what I mean. Pyramids on mats have it. Yeah, the pentagram. Oh, it's Black Mirror. Hello. So when people look at that pentagram thing, they think it's evil. I've got pentagrams and things. I was into all that stuff. I still am, but I just don't call it anything anymore. But yeah, if you think about it, I see it as, I'll talk about this tonight because it's the alchemy thing. There's your pentagram. Really, if you look at that star inside, it's, you know, there's your head, there's your arms, there's your legs. Symbolism. Earth, air, fire, water. Earth, air, fire, water, whichever way around it is, you know. And at the top, spirit. It's this spirit thing again, of the spirit. Spirit. Oh yeah, they'll try and take anything evil. They take a lot of our signs and they manipulate. Have a look at the new music video for a song called Mantra by the band Bring Me the Horizon. Ooh, I'll have to look at that after. That's why I say, if we have it this way, because alchemy's there for everybody to know, that's a rubbish star. They have it. And funny enough, I've got Salem Witch book right in front of me. They have it upside down, don't they? So it would more look like that, you know, the upside down one, the goat head, you know, the devil. So yes, they do manipulate and change things either way. Yeah, they need to get their own damn symbols, but they can't because they can't create. So they use ours and flip them. So that's why I say, some people might look at someone. I heard someone in America saying once, oh, I think there's some witches that live near me. They've got the pentagram on the door. It doesn't necessarily mean they're evil because there's different sides, isn't there? Good and bad, black and white, yin and yang. So, but they do steal stuff. So don't be put off by it. It's not a bad sign. It is not an evil sign. Yeah. Thank you. But I'm just watching that and I was just amazed with what she was saying is actually how I see things. This Laura I think it's Madeline Eisenhower, you know, Eisenhower. She talks about Project Paperclip, you know, Project Paperclip. She talks about, which is on here, the Jason Society in 1960, how they were trying to do things. And she was talking about, yeah, the swastika is ruined by people because it was actually from, wasn't it, Buddhism? For peace or whatever that was, but they changed it, didn't they? It's a lot to do with Hitler. She talks about Hitler. She talks about there's a few other people I can't remember. She talks about what was the other one she talked about? She talked about Project Paperclip and the Jason Society. Just all that stuff basically that was sort of lied about, and how the Nordics came, you know, and the Greys and the reptilians and is it the Greys they've been a bit controlled by the Draco and the Nordics. We know about the Nordics. And then she did mention Valiant Thor, which I have heard about Valiant Thor, and presidents have met Valiant Thor, or some have, and maybe that's why they put the film out there, Thor, which is one of my favourite films, funnily enough, because he's supposed to be a being from another place called Valiant Thor, bit bigger than us, blonde hair. They put it out in their films in plain sight. Even further back, but used by Hindus. Yeah, because it all goes right back for sure. Eisenhower, I find her very interesting, but can't believe all of it. I don't know. The video I've just seen today, I'm like, that actually ties into everything, and that was ET invasion has already occurred and governments do not want you to know. But I can't remember what channel it was on. I will find it tonight. And when people talk about mining for gold, and they were mining for gold, this, that and the other, they said what they meant was in alchemy gold was meant to be love. And all this stuff, which I'm going to talk about tonight, but like I said, it just all connects. There are half-truths in, you know, a lot of stuff, but the stuff I'm seeing now sort of is starting to tie into even the Q stuff, you know, ties into William Cooper. What William Cooper was saying ties into a lot of stuff. But like I was saying to Dad this morning, that's only my truth. That's what I see. That's how I see it. Not necessarily, it is how I think, but you've got to be careful with thoughts because people can put thoughts into your head. But I actually feel that way as well, that it makes sense, not just here, but here. We spray our skies the same way. Yeah. And someone said yesterday, not knocking what they said, because they said about the pineal gland, which I was talking about yesterday, which I will go over again tonight, is they said, oh, they don't believe in it as such because they don't believe it's your third eye, because it's something else, and there's not been that many documentaries. I've seen loads on it. The reason why maybe there isn't, because people don't open it enough, is because, like I said yesterday, with the food you eat and the stuff you drink, you eat and drink, it calcifies your pineal gland, because we're drinking fluoride and people drink pop, and the processed stuff that we're eating is calcifying. It's supposed to work to its fullest. It is a lot to do with the sleep, your millennium, whatever it is that sends you to sleep at night when you close your eyes, which takes you to the dream world. And I do see it as a third eye, because actually if you look into it on a science program or something, or where you know, they take a picture of half your brain and you can see it, it does have cords on it like an eye. And it fills up with water, and we need to function off that, because if that calcifies totally, we die. And it does calcify over time because of the stuff we're eating and we're not using it properly. So it takes us into sleep, which I said yesterday is it's your mind's eye. Funny enough, it's in there. You know, it's not here. You can't see it. It's your mind's eye, your imagination eye. You can see things when you close your eyes. You can make pictures in your head because it's your mind's eye. It's not these eyes that you see out here. It's the eyes that you see within, because you've got to go within. Makes sense to me, but that's just my truth. That's my reality. That's what I think. That's what I feel, most importantly. It doesn't mean I'm telling you that I'm saying this is the truth. It's just how I feel, and that intuition of how I feel feels right. And it all comes from love anyway. Tap into your universal electrical currents and vibrations. Yes, that's how I do it. Yes, because we are all made of electric and vibrations. Everything works off vibrations, light and sound. Energy, that's what we are. I know I don't know how to get it across sometimes, but I know what I mean. Yes, I have tried, because that's why I think I started becoming a bit more aware, because one, I drink distilled water. Hi! I drink distilled water, not fluoride water. I've just about to buy myself some fluoride-free toothpaste because I believe it is better. I don't like drinking fluoride water. Large pine cone statue. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The pine cone statue. It was those that were used to move things and power things with your mind, I think. That's what I was learning about. Pine cone shapes. Oh, thank you. Hair down. Yeah, I've just washed it. That's why. I know I look different all the time, curly hair, straight hair, hair up, hair down. Yeah, the Vatican's, well, like I said, the Vatican's right at the top of the list, you know. But that's how I see it. But see it inside. Yeah, you've got, it's trying to get off the bad stuff that we have sort of been programmed, you know, the bad food and fluoride water. That's why they put all the stuff in there, I believe, because it's to calcify your pineal gland, so it doesn't work properly. If you've noticed, I used to dream a lot more when I was younger, obviously because I was younger, so you haven't had that much fluoride and crap in your system. As you get older, I know some people do still dream, maybe they don't, you know, they're not eating certain stuff. Yeah. So then again, it makes sense because the older you get, if you say, no, I don't really dream anymore or can't remember, it's because your pineal gland's calcifying. Now, I wrote down last night, I want to start dreaming again, and I did have a dream last night, and I've wrote it down. I only wrote snippets out of it because I couldn't quite remember, but as long as it starts coming back, that's fine, because your dreams are very important. The messages. Did you see the last Q post? I think it's on Popcorn Ready. No, but my dad said, I know popcorn's ready for Saturday because I think that's the votes coming, people. Dreamy eyes, thank you. What did I write down? It's upstairs. It was something about, funnily enough, 5 girls. Let me go and get it. I've wrote it down. Which is quite funny that it's a little book I leave by the side of my bed in case I remember something. It's called, I know it's the wrong way around, The Only Way Is Up, which is very true. It comes down into, you remember them or not. Yeah, you always want to remember. So I didn't remember much, I just remembered that I've just put a book, 5 girls with powers. That's all. And something about a dad, I think. I don't know. Which makes me laugh because the notebook that I write in is 5 with 5 stars on. But a bit weird. But they do say the universe out there's no such things as coincidences. The solid waste is about to collide with the rotary wind blade. So, hi, 5 flames. So yeah, a book, 5 girls with powers, which is really weird because I've just been talking about the pentagram star, earth, air, fire and water. Is that representing that? A book? I have a book about that down there. I also got the book the other day of, which I'm talking about tonight, of alchemy. The dream maps, yeah. Oh, they are as stupid as Q says. Definitely, you only have to look at what they're doing. When you wake up from a dream, recall or write the dream before you go back to sleep. That's what I tried to do, and that's all I could remember. So maybe I'll dream about it again. But always have a notebook by the side of your bed to just write something down. Don't like try and analyze it. Just think, just see what pops up. All things are connected. Yes, they are, and all is possible because all is eternal. My theory. We are all connected. Everything's connected. Everything's everything. I was sick earlier thinking the worst. Don't think the worst. Get the lower energies out of your system and always think positive because that's where they want us. You've got to play the system is be positive. I know crap happens, but you've got to be vibrating. They want you vibrating the lower root chakras, if you want to call it. Sandy Lay Stories, my app has one that touch audio recording button. I record as soon. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a good idea as well. That's where they want you people. They want you. They don't. This is what I'm saying. They don't want us to ascend, whatever you want to call it. They don't want us to ascend to our spiritual true selves because where we're supposed to ascend, because they want us in the loop system of just keep going around and never evolving. Because really, we need to realize what's been going on, learn it, so we can ascend instead of going around in that old system all the time. Oldest dream I can remember was hearing the song Mockingbird. Wow, that's coming. Think of yourself as a magnet. Yes. What do you want? Yes, like attracts like. Hate attracts hate. Positive attracts positive. Negative attracts a negative. So if you think positively, you'll get more positive things coming in your life. You've just got to think it and believe it. Law of attraction. It is, but you've got to just get yourself vibrating on that vibe. Like I said, watch people that make you positive, do things that you love. One thing definitely is to get out in nature. That is one of the biggest things you need to do is get out in nature and take it. Don't take your phone out with you. Get out in nature. Hi, get out in nature and be with nature, not walking around chatting to people on your phone, looking at your phone. Leave it at home and go out in nature. That's what she also said in this video. She was saying about you can choose to break away from the system. You can either be in this system of like AI, of whatever you want to call it, the synthetic stuff, or you can choose to go and be more natural with nature and stuff like that. And that's what you need to do more of. It's great coming on here. You know, I do it because I'm hopefully trying to get messages across, but you need to be doing that and you can break free from that whenever you want. Yeah, but don't go through life feeling as if you don't have enough. We all have enough. We're not alone. We're all connecting now. Great minds think alike. It's about having a different mindset. The world we live in is very mental. It keeps us down. It's very mental. The spiritual isn't mental. Physical's very mental. That's why they work on us through, like I said, our thoughts and what you see on the TV. It's very mental. Spiritual's not mental. That sounds a bit mental. Used to watch you on my old channel. You remember me, but my name was Tim. On there, I started my own channel talking about the powers that be now. Thanks for the inspiration. Oh, thank you. I don't know. Sometimes people change their names and there's a few more people come on now, so I don't always remember. But yeah, this is the connection that everyone's making. It's about the spiritual, our spiritual selves as well. People are connecting with because people didn't used to. There are people that used to talk about this, but there's more. I think there's more people talking about it because people need to talk about it. Be positive, folks, as sometimes that is all we have. Exactly, like I said, we don't flatline. We're not. It's not perfect. Those people you see on Instagram, like celebrities and certain people who may have lots of money and the big YouTubers or big Instagram people. I'm not saying everyone. A lot of their life is fake. They put them pictures up for a second. You think their life is happy. They do it to keep you striving for something because you think the materialistic world that we live in is going to make you happy. No, it's not. Some people go, oh yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. Like she says on here, it's both coming together even. It says when the heart and ego come together because the heart will always overpower that anyway. You know, it's like you can have those things, but can you be a good person with it? It's like I said, if I had loads of money, if I was a millionaire, there'd be lots of wonderful things I'd like to do to help others. I'd want to create stuff and I don't know, well, a bit like what I'm doing now, but you know what I mean. It's how you use something. I also had a dream where I was listening to a woman speaking in a language unknown. Oh, while in the dream I heard an audio voice from the waking world. That's really strange. I've heard about that you should always tune in on what else is being said as well, and in a different language. You need to look into that. I've heard about that. You might not understand it, but they're trying to communicate. They say ETs and that interdimensional X or whatever it is, they come through dreams first to not scare you. They communicate, whether you know what they're saying or not, they're communicating. I missed hearing about your garden and your hippy dippy style. Oh, I'll probably be talking about that tonight. I just woke up. Hi. Then I met a bad woman 1 week later. Maybe the woman who was talking to you in the language you didn't understand it because she was trying to tell you that you were going to meet a bad woman. Sometimes you need to meet bad people to know that what a good person is. I've had that in relationships a lot. Not so good relationships, and gone through another relationship but exactly the same because I wasn't learning. You know, I need to know what I wanted truly, not you know, some women are like, oh, I'll get with this guy because he's, you know, he's got money, or this guy, or blah blah, vice versa. You've got to know, not that mine was that, but sometimes you get a bit blinded by the old rose tinted glasses, don't you, till you realise. But if you keep dating them same people, it's like the universe trying to tell you shouldn't be doing it. And if you keep doing it, it's sort of your own fault in a way because you're not listening to your inner self, which I do now. Hence why I'm not with anyone at the minute. Maybe she wasn't bad, but I didn't understand her, that's for sure. Exactly, maybe it'll come out in other stuff. Bye, Lucy. Oh, I am ready for a rest. Oh, yeah, I've heard that was in the Q drops. I've not looked at it. My dad told me this morning about it because I was pulling a card out, wasn't I? So tonight I'm going to be talking about this video and taking notes of what she said because all of it is actually to do with what I've been talking about. Have you ever thought you may have lived another life at some time? Sometimes that... Yeah, but that's what they say. Right, 2 cards have just fell on the floor. That's what they say, you know, maybe we do reincarnate till we wake up to actually what we're supposed to be, or the messages we're supposed to get out, or maybe we go around because reincarnate because we've got to learn from it to be set free. But then some people say that those above they have a soul machine and the catcher. There's all these stuff. Oh, I'm definitely an old soul in because I still believe in the old traditions and all that. We are creatures of habit and sometimes it's hard to change. Yes, it is. That's because as well, if you think about it, we're programmed into certain habits and certain beliefs. So obviously when we step outside that, you call a conspiracy theorist or a nutcase, whatever. But it's very hard to break a habit that you've been doing for life. Example, when your parents say when you're younger, eat your tea up, you're not getting anything else unless you eat all that up. There's starving kids around the world, wow, wow, wow. So therefore you eat everything on your plate. Doesn't mean that we need to eat all that, if you get what I'm saying. But we're always told that, and then you say it to your kids because your parents said it to you. Some people do. And it goes on and on and on. Round and round and round. It is hard to get out of old habits, but you can do it with little slow changes. You know, at least trying is something. I dreamed of my dead grandmother last week, saying goodbye. I understood her soul was in limbo. Yeah, and I do believe that's when spirit comes to talk to you. Hi. How do you catch a wild animal? I don't know. Just picking these cards up off the floor. I don't know. Ooh. Seek beauty. Hey. What's the other one? Yeah, you let them trap themselves, exactly. And that is what Q was saying ages ago. It's all within the plan. Let them shout out, scream, shout the loudest, do what they're doing on mainstream media as well because they're trapping themselves. Easy. It's easier. And, oh, look what this one is. And it looks like the cosmos, you know. Got butterflies and birds. What's that? Oh, lots of animals and people. You can't see it on this picture. Lots of animals and people here all look like they're going up here, ascending. And it says hope and happiness. I know it's the wrong way around. Hope and happiness, because it isn't just for humans. There's people mixed in with animals here and insects and everything because we're all connected. That's why, you know, cutting loads of trees down and not replanting, and animals that are getting killed off too much for food, like everything in moderation, but because we're all greedy and there's more and more and more consuming, it's not balanced, people. That's what it's about, balance. It's not balanced. They've tipped the scales. That is what's happening, and that is a fact. You only need to look around to know that that is what is definitely happening right now. If you don't believe anything, there's no balance at the minute. They've been tipping the scales for a while till it over tips, and then that would be it. We wouldn't be able to get back from it, but we are, because there's a lot of truthers out there and a lot of things helping. Not just the Q train, there's others who are not on it, but it's still the same thing because we're all connected. I hope the hate and negativity subsides while the positivity grows. I believe that's what's happening. I believe that is the shift. Mind shift. I believe that is a shift in all realms, earthly and heavenly, if you want to call it. I believe I'm an old soul. I think most of us are. I think it's the old souls that are waking up, even if it's a generation a little bit back as well. Favourite song is Old Soul. Yeah. But that video, I will find out the channel that it was on, because you might want to just listen to it out of interest, and especially if you're on your Q train, you'll be like, oh, this is what they've been talking about. It's just interesting. Want to learn to make memes. I know, because of having the meme war, we've got to chuck it all out there. I just have to use people's me. I don't know how to do all that. A solitary candle. Dolly is broadcasting from somewhere in my vicinity. Funny thoughts. Oh, am I? Could be. What star vicinity are you in? Look, I even buy felt tips that are in tins that are triangles. Illuminati. She talks about the Illuminati as well, actually. Doesn't just mean that though, does it? Like I said, the fifth element, the film, the element that saved them was love. Ah, yeah, not too far away in that sort of vicinity. Yeah, see? People dotted all over. Mind you, I only have to say that when I say where you're all from at night, and we've had America, I think we had China in once, Indonesia, Australia, all over. So it shows the connection. A bit like the roots of the trees connecting, root system, network. We're networking, people. Trees, underground network. Their network's more like, their network's more like earthly network, underground, in the ground, for the plants and stuff. They know what's going on. Think of Mother Earth. They're all connecting. That's why it's got to be balanced. It's not just balance with us. It's balance with the animals and the plants and the trees and all that, the earthly stuff. Yeah. So I just think, I love talking about this now, because I just think it's what's resonating, and if it resonates, I think dreams are too real sometimes. Yeah. How would our consciousness, and it's all to do with consciousness minds, know some of the things we dream. Because that's where the message comes in, and thoughts and visions, and it's the consciousness. Because that's mainly when you're still and quiet and in the dark. So some people are scared of the dark, but really you shouldn't be scared of the dark, because it's a bit like that thing, Stranger Things, though they make that out scary. It's where you're at the quiet. That's why people meditate, they close their eyes. It's like when you go to sleep at night, you're quiet. There's darkness. There should be more darkness, but we have all these lights and stuff on and things distracting us. That's why you shouldn't have you shouldn't watch telly in bed. You shouldn't really have your phones in your bedroom, anything electrical should be taken out. You've got to try and decalcify your pineal gland, people. Want you to take care of the inside. As they say, your body's a temple. Outside falls into place, yes. That's why I need to get back onto exercising, and I'm thinking, yoga, yoga's evil, people. No, it isn't. Are you ready to see pain? Oh, yes, I am. Are you ready to be part of history? Oh, yes, I am. Cue, whoop, whoop. Yep. I think I am part of history already. We all are. Stuff I've been talking about as well. The greatest story ever to be told to your children and children's children of children's children, next generations to come. This will be the most talked about thing on the planet, I believe. You're a yogi. I want to get into it. I did a bit of it, and then I sort of fell off it, and then I used to do a bit of kettlebells, and then I fell off that. But I sometimes think, is that good for your joints? I don't know. But yoga, because you can think while you're doing yoga, and you're breathing, and it's relaxing, and you're stretching all your, it used to help with when you get backache and stuff like that. But you get people on YouTube saying it's evil, and some of these are religious people saying, oh, it's evil. It's like, it's not evil, not unless you're in a low vibrating frequency maybe, but it's not. Exactly. And it helps tone up. And I think with that, you also want to eat healthy because I think it makes you want to eat healthily. No, you don't need qualifications. The qualifications are put out there as well. I mean, I'm doing a thing now to get a qualification because you have to for the physical side. But really, you can just learn. People don't need qualifications. That's why I said how is stretching and meditating evil. This is where I'm saying they're trying to put things in things that they know are good, and they know that ascend you or take you to spirit, the spiritualness that we all should know. But because they don't want people to do that and to feel those vibrations and those positive vibes, which I believe that brings, they're now putting it out on the internet. I've seen it. Oh, I was this from this religion, and meditating's bad for you, and the Kundalini's bad for you, and if you do yoga and this that, and the other, you're inviting the devil in. All right then, I've done a bit of it. Do I look like the devil? It's like, what? This is where people are getting mixed up, and you can't blame people for saying this, that, and the other. Because, like I said yesterday, if we're all lied to and people don't know the truth, unless you're doing something or experience something, and then it's like, you see how the world works of deception and lies. Evil dolly. Yeah, I'm so evil. Can't you tell? Yoga itself is not evil. Modern yoga culture is evil. Yeah, because like they're saying, there's probably certain stuff they do out there to work around certain stuff. It was an ancient thing, so it would have been good, but that's how they do everything today. Yes, I do, don't I? I do. I do look like the devil. Life and enjoyment is all about balance. Exactly. It's like I say, consumerism. People consume too much. They eat too much. We consume too much. We don't really need. It's just when sometimes we're doing it, it gives us this false happiness. Like I really enjoyed that, but after you think, God, I ate too much, or I spent too much. It's just balance. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. Simple. You don't have to kill yourself exercising like mad every day, but maybe every other day, a couple of times a week. It's good because it's better than doing nothing. It's just in moderation. Oprah Winfrey is the devil. Oh, yes. She's not very good. Yes. Hopefully when all this stuff happens and the rest, then we'll start seeing about the other people who are portraying themselves as good when they're not. Instant gratification, that's the problem. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I only drink 3 pints a day. What of? Do you mean water or booze? um, you know, it's like coffee. I used to hate coffee. Try and cut down on certain things. Doesn't mean you can't have it, but I don't believe too much of a good thing's bad for you. Do you know what I mean? Too much. Albeit I don't drink at all. I don't drink in the house. I don't drink. I drink if I go out, which is very rare, but just a little bit, where I'm just a bit merry, not over the top. I don't like all them sugary drinks and that. It's not good for you. Spirit, spirit. But I try to drink more, what do you call it? Distilled water now. Yeah, I am looking into sort of, making coffee. I am looking into sort of getting the the mineral liquids, gold, silver, and all that sort of stuff, because I believe there's certain stuff we should be having. Some women are bad for you. Oh yeah, and some men are bad for you. Depends what level of. Sometimes I think it's not people's fault. Sometimes tea leaf reading is just an aid for intuition. Yes, it is, and so is. See, they always say like in certain religion, doing tarot cards. These are oracle cards. Doing tea leaf reading, doing this, that, and the other is it's bad for you, and it's inviting. No, it isn't. It's your intuition, or your overself, so your spiritual self of consciousness, knowing. Knowing. It's the knowing. But we don't know, a lot of us, because we're fed lies, and this is where we have a problem with people. It's not. The older I get, the easier I feel bad energy. Yeah, because look at the young ones today. They're getting fed a lot of disinformation. Yeah, all good energy. Yeah, you can sense it. There has to be bad to be good, but there needs to be a balance. It's been too much bad. That's what I'm trying to say. For somebody else, she may be, but she was just no good for me. Yeah, that's what I mean. For someone else, he might be. But sometimes you've got to look at it like, If we've been deceived and a lot of people are asleep, you could have a partner that's asleep, and it's very hard to wake them up. So sometimes it's not. That's why they say forgive light in some senses, not all senses, because they've been deceived, and it's a very good lie they've been telling the world, basically. So, you know, in that sense, it's like they've had the wool pulled over their eyes, and, you know, they can't see. What if you were born under a bad sign? Oh, yeah, we know the government's bad for us. The government's bad everywhere. Shadow government, Illuminati, elites, whatever you want to call them. If you're born under a bad sign, you can always change the ways of that sign. There's probably good and bad in everything, though, I believe. You know, I can read my star sign's Pisces. It is known as a 666. It is known as a intuitive, psychic, creative, loving, a lot of empathy sort of sign. But also there's what you might class as bad bits are like, you know, they're a bit naive and stuff like that. There's yin and yang to every sign, but you can live up to more of the good side of it. Like I said yesterday, we don't all flatline in life. There's little bumps and mountains sometimes, and we've got to climb over them. It's all about fear. It's to get over that fear. Once you're not living in fear, you can do anything. June the 6th, guess what time? Oh, what, 6 minutes past 6? Or something. 6:06. Oh, thank you. But yeah, current society becoming more tribal as we no longer believe or trust the elite about MSM, and therefore joining we groups that tend to agree with us. But there's that other flip side of tribalness, because there's that thing in London I've noticed with certain groups down there being black on black are killing each other, stabbing each other, because they don't, it's like the thing, they don't know who they are. They're fighting over silly things when we need to unite, because this is the whole thing about being lied to. It divides, and that is what's happening. It divides. Is it me? Why can I see this coming off this finger? Right, I know I've got bling on my finger. See if it does it with that finger. That one's broke. I can see energy. I can see energy at the end of my fingertips. Though I was saying that yesterday, but is it just me that can see it on camera? Sorry, I'm looking at myself on my fingers and I can see, your aura. Is it just me? I know, check out my claws, but look at the end of them here. Oh, I can see it. Yeah. I've got a thing about nails. I like to have nice nails, even though I've broken two, so I need to sort them out. You don't see it? Is it just me? You can see it, people. If you put your fingers together, right now, and do this, you can feel the energy. I can feel it, finger to finger. Oh, it depends what it is. Be clean. If you've ever read the book or heard it on YouTube called, is it Celestine Prophecy? Interesting. And Conversation with God, Consciousness, and all that's really good as well. No, I do nails. I'm learning to do nails. Soldiers kill for a paycheck and out of fear of what will happen to them if they don't. Yeah, or because they feel that they are supposed to. Exactly, because they're told. But they probably go into war knowing a lot of things are wrong, and have seen a lot of things that are wrong as well. I play guitar, but they are too long, even for that. Not good. I thought a guitarist just had one long nail, not dead long, like nail, just on one. But yeah, so I need to go and finish some of my these off, and then I'll come tonight with a chat I've just put them on this. It might have been, I can't remember who the book was by, but Conversation with God is really interesting. See, I've got white ones, black ones, purple ones. We're doing some orange ones, the ones I've got in. Chariot of the Gods, which was banned back in the day. Yeah, when they're banning something, it's like you want to go and read it because you're like, why did they ban it? Getting ready to record and engineer my music. I just got given a halfway decent. Ooh, is it going to be all that sort of 432 spiritual vibing, good vibration music? Dolly, can you please? Lovely. Yeah, you know, like, because that's what needs to be out more than this rubbish they're pumping out on, you know, the rappers and this sort of stuff. That's just absolutely rubbish, the stuff they put out. Oh, you get lovely people in who can't speak a language. You know, they only know. Lovely. Where are you from? What is that? You always get one, don't you? Probably the same one as well. Don't know how to speak a language of, you know, normalness. I was going to say, actually, when they come on, we just need to send hearts to them, but totally ignore them as well, because they're coming from low energy chakras, not understanding. That's why they spew what they spew, because there's nothing else they can come and say, because they don't understand. I purchased an audio interface and I'm going to use... What's that? I don't know what all that is. I listened to some lovely music and it really is, you can just tell by that hertz or whatever that's been, I don't know about music, but it's slightly different to what we're normally told to play it in. It just makes that difference. Oh, recording software, yeah. Not the Grim Reaper. That's what I thought, because it is at that affection. So when they're, like I said yesterday, when they're pumping all that out in certain hertz that affect us, not in a good way, that's why they do it. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'll be back later. And you know, if we get any of the people that dwell under the bridge, if you know what I mean, just send them a big heart, and we're just going to ignore them, because all they're after is dividing, trying to distract and bringing their low energy in and trying to suck the good energy of people. So I'm not getting into their little games anymore. They always say that as well. I'm surprised if it's the same person. They always say, can I ask you a question? It's ridiculous. Oh, they make me laugh. I'd love to do that as well. I don't have stuff to do that, but you never know. People under the bridge. Who lived under the bridge, if you know the story? The little goats were going across the top, and what came out from under the bridge? That's what I like to call them. People who dwell under the bridge. Yes. 440. Is that what it's supposed to be played in? Because I've been listening to it in 432. Or was it 4 something? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen, yeah, trolls. I've seen a lot of people, yeah, 440 hertz is a frequency of bad. Play in 432. Yeah, 432 people. You go on YouTube and just put in meditation music 432 hertz. It's really good. The Three Billy Goats Gruff. Yeah, and the people that dwell under the bridge, or the people that dwell inner earth, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. What's the frequency, the normal frequency that they say is normal? Because that's what you don't want to play it in. Lovely. What's that? Who's having a go at who there? Yeah, the frequency of Earth. That's what I definitely think. Hi, that's what I definitely think before I go. Pyramids were used for. It was to raise the frequency of Earth to keep us in a positive energy for the Earth and everything on it. That's what I believe. Doesn't have to be your belief, but I actually believe the frequency of Earth was on that. They were conductors as well as maybe things for ascension, the electricity sort of energy, light energy and all that. But I do believe because they're all over the globe, aligning with Orion and stuff like that, I do believe that it was a frequency for Earth. Mind control is a frequency as well, but they've been using it in the wrong one over us for a very long time. It's got to be changed. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube doing a lot of stuff in the right hertz, and it's really good. And it's only a slight difference. There was a rock band, I don't know who they were, I can't remember what song they sang. They sang the song normally and everyone's bouncing around, but when they sang it in, or the music in the hertz it was meant to be in for us, of love or whatever you want to call it, everyone just stood and listened like in amazement. It just changes things slightly. Might only be a little, but it changes it. And there's only a slight difference, you can hardly tell, but you can feel it, because obviously you can feel vibrations and energy. So I shall see you later on around the normal time, because little people dwelling under the bridge are starting to come in. Send them lots of love and light. But yes, I shall see you soon. Bye. If I can actually get off.